You wake up in complete darkness. Your eyes are open, but you see nothing. Not shadows, not shapes, not the faintest hint of light. Just black, absolute and total, the kind of darkness that does not exist in the world above. You try to move, your arms barely respond. For a moment, you think you are dreaming. Then you feel the fabric against your face. Smooth, soft, pressed close to your skin. You turn your head and your forehead touches something solid. Wood, flat, smooth wood, perhaps 20 centimeters above your face. You reach up with your hand and your fingers confirm what your forehead already told you. There is a ceiling above you, a wooden ceiling, close enough to touch without fully extending your arm. You are lying on your back, fabric beneath you, soft and padded. Your arms are crossed over your chest. The air smells of varnish and earth. You are in a coffin, and above that coffin, there are 6 feet of earth. 6 feet of dirt, that is all that separates you from the world above. But right now, it might as well be 1,000 miles. Your name is Angelo Hays. You are 19 years old. You lived in Saint-Quentin-de-Baron, a small village in southwestern France. You had a motorcycle, a 1,000 cubic centimeter machine that you loved, and you rode it fast through the countryside because you were 19 and speed felt like freedom. Your father had taken out a life insurance policy on you, 100,000 francs. You did not think much about it. You were 19. Death was something that happened to other people. On the morning of the accident, the weather was good. You decided to take your motorcycle out for a ride, just a short trip. You told your father you would be back for lunch. You did not come back for lunch. You did not come back at all. The accident happened on a curve 3 kilometers outside the village. You were going too fast. The front wheel caught a patch of gravel. The motorcycle slipped. You had half a second to understand what was happening before your head struck the pavement. There was no pain. Pain requires consciousness. The world switched off like a lamp. Your body lay on the road for 20 minutes before a farmer found you. He saw the motorcycle in the ditch, then he saw you, lying face down in blood. He checked for a pulse. He could not find one. The doctor arrived within the hour. Your face was destroyed, unrecognizable. He could find no heartbeat, no breathing. Your skin was cold. He pronounced you dead. He was wrong. Your heart was still beating, so slowly that no stethoscope could detect it. Your brain had shut down all non-essential functions to survive the trauma. You were in a coma so deep that it mimicked death itself, and no one knew. They brought your body home on a cart covered with a white sheet. Your father knew before anyone spoke. He knew from the way the men walked, from the silence that surrounded them. He sat down on the ground and did not move for a long time. They did not hold a viewing. Your face was too damaged. The coffin remained closed throughout the funeral. If anyone had touched your skin and noticed it was not quite cold enough, if anyone had held a mirror to your lips, they might have realized the truth. But no one did. The funeral was held the next day. Your father stood at the graveside watching as they lowered the coffin into the ground. He watched as the first shovel of dirt fell onto the wooden lid. Inside the coffin, you heard that sound. You could not move. You could not speak. But somewhere in your coma, some part of your brain registered the sound of earth falling onto wood, and that part understood what was happening. You were being buried, and you could do nothing to stop it. The sound of burial is something you will never forget. First, the hollow thump of dirt on wood, each shovelful landing like a drumbeat. Then the sounds grow muffled as the layer thickens. The voices of mourners fade, becoming whispers, becoming nothing. The world above disappears one shovel at a time until there is only silence, complete silence. The silence of the grave. The coffin is your world now. 6 feet of earth pressed down on the lid above you. The weight is immense, tons of soil compacted by gravity. But the coffin holds. The wood does not crack. You are suspended in darkness, buried but not yet crushed. How long do you lie there between life and death? You do not know. Time has no meaning in the grave. There is no light to mark hours, no sound to distinguish morning from night. There is only the darkness and the slow, impossible persistence of your heartbeat, beating for no one, heard by no one. Your father sits alone in an empty house, surrounded by your things, trying to understand how a morning ride became a funeral. And you lie in the darkness, waiting for something you cannot name. 6 feet of earth. That is all that separates you from the world above. You wake fully on the second day. One moment you are nothing, and the next moment you are aware, and you understand exactly where you are. The darkness is the first thing. Then the smell, wood varnish, fabric, earth, and something else. Something organic that you realize is yourself. Then the space, so small that you can touch all 6 surfaces without extending your arms. Then the silence, so complete that you can hear your own blood moving through your veins. You scream. The sound fills the coffin instantly, reflected back from every surface, deafening in the enclosed space. You scream until your throat tears, until no more sound will come, and when you stop, the silence returns as if you had never made a sound at all. You pound on the lid with your fists. The wood is solid, built to withstand burial. It does not move, it does not crack. Your fists begin to bleed, and you feel the wetness on your knuckles. You keep pounding, because stopping means accepting that there is nothing you can do. Finally, you stop. You lie still, breathing hard, your hands throbbing. The air is thick and hot now, warmed by your exertion, and you realize something worse. The air is running out. You do not know how much air a coffin contains. You only know that each breath feels harder than the last, that the thickness in your lungs is not imagination, that you are slowly suffocating 6 feet underground. You force yourself to breathe slowly. Deep breaths are wasteful. Panic is wasteful. You must conserve what oxygen remains. This is not courage. This is mathematics. You want to live. The darkness becomes your world. You explore it with your fingers, memorizing every joint in the wood. You find a nail head in one corner and spend hours trying to work it loose. Not because a nail will save you, but because trying is better than waiting. You think about your father. You want to tell him that you are not dead, that the doctor was wrong. But there is no way to tell anyone. The buried cannot speak to the living. Time passes. Your body weakens. The air grows thinner. You begin to drift, consciousness fading, the line between waking and sleeping becoming blurred. 6 feet of earth. That is all that separates you from the world, but it might as well be forever. Above the ground, something unexpected is happening. Your father's insurance claim has raised questions. 100,000 francs is a significant sum. The insurance company wants an autopsy. They want to examine your body to confirm the death was accidental. Your father protests. The idea of disturbing your grave is unbearable, but the insurance company insists, and the law is on their side. On the 3rd day after your burial, they receive permission to exhume your body. The workers arrive at the cemetery in the early morning. They bring shovels and ropes. The digging takes several hours. The earth is freshly turned, but 6 feet is still 6 feet. The first shovel strikes wood just before noon. The workers clear the remaining dirt. One of them kneels down to brush away the soil and reaches for the latches. He does not expect what he is about to find. The lid opens and light pours into the coffin for the first time in 2 days. The worker expects to find a corpse. What he finds instead is something that stops his heart. Your chest is moving. He stumbles backward, shouting. The other workers crowd around. One of them reaches down and touches your throat, feeling for a pulse. What he feels makes him cry out. You are alive. They lift you from the coffin and lay you on the grass. Someone runs for a doctor. Someone else runs for your father. You drift in and out of consciousness, aware of voices and hands and light, so much light after so much darkness. Your father arrives as they load you into an ambulance. He stands at the edge of the grave, looking at the open coffin, looking at you on the stretcher. His face shows something that has no name. You will spend months in the hospital. Your skull will be reconstructed. The doctors will write papers about your case, trying to understand how a coma could be so deep that it mimicked death. But you will live. Against all odds, against the 6 feet of earth that should have been your grave, you will live. You live for another 70 years. The accident leaves scars, visible and invisible. Your face is never the same. Your memories of the coffin never fade. You will wake sometimes in the night, certain you are back in the darkness. But you do something with that fear. You design what you call a security coffin. It has an air tube to the surface, a food compartment and water supply, a radio transmitter that can signal for help. Everything you wished you had during those 2 days underground. You display your invention at fairs across Europe. You lie in the coffin yourself, demonstrating its features, proving you are not afraid of the thing that almost killed you. The insurance company pays your father's claim in full. The irony is not lost on you. Their suspicion saved your life. Their investigation gave you 70 years you would not otherwise have had. You die in 2008 at age 90. You die in a hospital bed surrounded by family with light and air and voices. You die the way everyone hopes to die, but you never forget the darkness. You never forget the sound of dirt falling on wood or the feeling of pressing your hands against a lid that would not move. 6 feet of earth. That was all that separated you from the world. It was almost enough to take you forever, but not quite. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more true stories. See you in the next one.